Alrighty, yo, what is up, Knights? Aegis Rick here back with some more DFO Rush, this time on my female Nen Master. Now guys, when I started the DFO Rush series, it was a few months back now, I'll be honest with you, and the purpose of the series was to level my characters to the max level of 86. Now you'll notice that, actually if you come to the stream and stuff, you'll know that all of my characters except this one are max level. And it's not because I haven't wanted to level this character to max level. Actually, I really like this character and I have a lot to talk about. But the reason she's not max level is because I'm using her for recording purposes. And I guess I'm just gonna keep mum about the rest of that, but you know, I'm doing stuff and I need somebody who is not finished with their scenario, so there you go. That's why she's not max. It's not because I haven't wanted to max her, because trust me, kind of wish I used it on another character like my female grappler or something, because I actually wanna gear this character out more, and I wanna max this character out because she is kind of fun to play. And I'll just kind of talk about how our systems go here. I'm getting a buff here. Yeah, there you go. FNen is an awesome class. Now I want to mention the first thing here in the video is that I made a point to talk about the FNen in my male Nen video. I've talked about her a couple times where I mentioned that the female Nen is a actually the male Nen is a much more offensive focused class. I said this specifically, and I chose my words very carefully. I didn't say that she was stronger or one had more burst than the other or anything. I said that the male Nen had much more offensive focused skills. And I remember the time when I leveled my FNen initially. She was one of my first characters I leveled, actually. It's not a character I didn't want to level. I leveled her because I wanted to. And when I leveled her, though, she only had, her hotkey bar was criminally without skills. I didn't have this skill. 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 And so what I'm left with is like 6 skills on my hotkey bar that are offensive focused. That is just absurd for you know, to claim that this would be an offensive class still when it doesn't have any offensive skills. It was kind of pitiful. So I make that point because I wish I made a video about that earlier, so I could compare then to now, because ever since I made that point back when I used to play her before the all-in-one patch, so there were 2 updates for this class. All-in-one, which was, you know, a really huge update earlier this year, and then the Guild Pact update, which was just a few weeks ago. Both updates gave FNen buffs in terms of new skills, or the All-in-one gave the FNen, like, you know, actually even before that, the Second Awakening. So ever since the Second Awakening, All-in-one, and then, you know, the Guild Pact update, FNen has been getting buffs. And you know what the buffs have been focused on? Entirely offensive focused skills. And we're going to look at that right now. We have our First Awakening. Ever since now, we've been getting almost entirely offensive focused skills. This Ultimate Nen Guard is pretty much the only thing that's defensive focused. It's like your only defensive skill. The rest of the skills, though, the Nen Compress here, are basically, we'll show this off. This is the main key about the FNen now, is charging up your skills when you use them. Saint Illusion, offensive skill. Lion's Roar is just the extra Lion's Roar. The Brilliant Nen, you've probably seen a lot of videos about people abusing this room-wide, literally room-wide AoE nuke, and then Nen Implosion. All of your Second Awakening skills are offensive skills. There's no more fucking dicking around. Okay, but aside from that, you know, Guild Pact, actually All-in-one changed a lot of the skills to give them buffs. But Guild Pact gave us new skills. We got the Nen Bead, which is kind of like a group up skill. I call it the Destructo Disc, because she kind of throws it like one, but it's a grouping up type skill. That's a nice skill. And then I call the Dragon Fury is just like legit a copy of Destroyer on the Dark Templar. It's really like an uninspired skill, but at the same time, it's a damage skill. So again, we got 2 new skills, all for offensive. This is for grouping purposes, and then you use your Nen shots like normal. And you know, obviously the Dragon's Fury is going to be offensive focused. So that's covering up the problems that I brought about the FNen early on. When I said that the FNen was not offensive focused, that's what I meant. She didn't have any offensive skills. And I guess Neopal felt the same way, because ever since then, Second Awakening and beyond, she's been getting offensive skills. So just want to make that point so I can explain myself, because people are really angry in the comments and they want to make their point about FNen. I don't take back what I said. FNen at the time was not an offensive focused skill. They've been trying to make her much more offensive focused with more skills and more damage since then, but at the time, you know, male Nen just outclassed in every way, much more offensive focused skills. And quite frankly, I don't feel like the FNen is a support class anymore. You can certainly build her that way. You can stack hella Kai levels and buff up your party that way. And you probably want to build up Kai levels for your own self too, for a swap setting and all that. But trust me, Nen has some pretty awesome stuff now with the Nen Compress and Second Awakening just kind of dominating how the rest of her skills work. And I mentioned this about the scaling, about my female rogue, or my rogue classes. I felt like the Second Awakening gave this class probably the best update out of all the Second Awakenings for the female fighter classes, because she seriously got like tons of stuff. Forgot a buff here that that changed your gameplay entirely. This Nen Compress system, or there's a couple ways. The Nen Compress basically makes it so you can charge a lot of your skills. The Nen Shot, which is your main skill right there for for Nen Masters, your Nen Shot, right? Do a little Hadoken right here. And then you can charge up basically all of your, well, I'd say most of your skills. Lion's Roars can be charged up, Nen Shot can be charged up, almost forgot a skeleton key. And charging up your skills will build up one of these circles, and these circles are a buff in and of itself that will give you a little bit of int, and depending on, actually a lot of int, depending on how many you have. And then you can expend those circles or orbs with your Kamehameha Wave, which is like your I guess ultimate skill. You know, it has a massive cooldown, but it also does tons of damage. So, but if you charge up the Kamehameha Wave, you get to keep the orbs. So, you know, it's just a management of the orbs kind of thing, where, you know, you charge up your skills, and luckily charging up your skills actually gives you super armor, so you don't have to worry about getting interrupted. But then you cast the, ooh, look at that, Kamehameha Wave, killed him in one hit. That's what I'm talking about, baby. I should probably increase the difficulty here, but that's kind of how the gameplay works on this class. It's kind of interesting. You charge up your skills, you know, you do a little bit of grouping. She's kind of like a mid to long range character, I'd say. She can get in people's face with like the Lion's Roar stuff, Doppelganger Explosion, but let's soup it up, guys. Let's go to King. I'm feeling confident right now. And my gear, by the way, is shit because I'm not max level and I haven't worried about gearing her yet, but I want to gear her. I'll tell you right now, I actually want to gear this character because I feel confident that we can do a lot of damage here. But last thing I haven't talked about is one skill that actually a lot of the skills got buffed up because of the all-in-one. That one right there, the Raging Dragon, is not a new skill. It's just a skill that does a lot more burst than it used to, so it's actually viable to level. It's a really slow animation. You don't like casting it, but you know, if you explode it immediately, you actually get a ton of burst damage on it, so not bad at all. And you know, I'm learning a lot of stuff with the FNN, you know, kind of hearing or just kind of reading some of the skills. You know, oftentimes I just kind of jump into stuff without reading it, but you know, the FNN has a lot of skills that will buff themselves up and other skills. Like for instance, the Nen Spiral is something you would think, oh, Nen Spiral sucks on this class. It's only good on the male Nen because the Nen Spirals are like the main damage on the male Nen. Whereas actually on this class, it doesn't really serve as a damage damage type move. It's just a buff type move. Actually, it buffs up your other skills. So, you know, different purposes, same but different. I like that about this class. I can't say the same thing about the female grappler though. You know, I'm making this video after the feedback of my female grappler video. You guys were, I'll be honest with you guys, I was not kind with the female grappler because I left no room for discussion. I was just like, this is the shittiest class ever. I'm sorry. That's all I said. So you guys laid it into me in the comments that there is merits to the class that I didn't see. So I will accept your guys' arguments on that. But anyway, guys, this is about FNN, which is a much more fun class in my opinion. And I did not share this opinion before her Second Awakenings, before All-in-One though. I will say that right now, that I didn't share this opinion because it didn't have enough offense, and I feel like it has enough to kind of cycle through. You can kind of use, you know, your skills. I love this Saint Illusion right here, which kind of shoots these clones forward as a damaging attack, and I think it's pretty interesting. Let's use the Nen Dragon and then explode it. Not seeing a lot of the burst damage on the Nen Explosion, I'll be honest, or the Raging Dragon thing, but come on. This guy's light anyway, that's why he's not taking much damage. But guys, when I get some gear, you can see all I have is a really strong Halidom weapon, which I'm preparing to farm a Halidom set on this class. When I do, I will get a ton of just raw stats, and I'll start farming that Gracious set, because I am actually considering of farming this character up, guys. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. There was a little bit of female Nen action. Even though I'm at the preliminary stages of gearing, I think I'm going to be taking this class a lot more seriously. You know, getting a creature and, you know, maybe emblems and getting a Halidom, because I think I can take this class further and do a lot more damage. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Still a little FNN, and I will catch you knights later. I can't believe I went through this whole fucking video without using this. By the way, that is entirely room-wide coverage. It doesn't matter how far they are, they will get hit with that. Anyway, guys, see you later.